This is Ed Crane, Clean Skies TV at the National Biomethane Summit here in Sacramento. I'm talking to one of the panelists, J.Michael Gallager, and you are a proponent of turning this stuff into natural gas to fuel cars and trucks.
Yeah, that's right. Biomethane sounds pretty basic, and it is, but we're engaged in a campaign to move vehicles, particularly large vehicles like buses and trucks, off oil, and natural gas turns out to be a great vehicle fuel.
How feasible is this? And when I say feasible, where we'll see this down the road, I mean, every big rig on the highway will be one of these.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of big rigs on the highway, but we're starting to move into that marketplace today with the early vehicles, and there's actually some thinking going on in Washington D.C. right now that could incentivize large numbers of fleet owners to move to natural gas. So we're watching that very closely.
What about the cost from the dairyman's perspective, from the waste managements of the world, to convert all this stuff?
Yeah, these guys, of course, are trying to run their businesses on a dime, so they're very focused on economics, particularly in recessionary times like today. So we kind of look at market segments, and what we find is that in certain segments you've got pretty good economics today, and then others you're not quite there, the technology's newer. So we're looking for sort of incentive opportunities that maybe can move those segments faster. And over time, I think the costs come down with the technology to move more into the mainstream.
To put this in perspective, if a gallon of diesel is, say, $3 now, where would biomethane generated fuels bring the cost down to?
Yeah, that's a good question. Generally, natural gas would operate at a 20% differential over diesel, so maybe you got a 50 cent a gallon benefit there with traditional natural gas. And biomethane, it kind of depends on the delivery mechanism. We're still trying to understand which ones can be most economic and least economic, but I think that 20 to 25% benefit is a good place to start, and as diesel prices run up, I think you'll see that benefit grow even larger.
All right, now you mentioned in your address that you came from the Cummins diesel engine family, or that was your background. Is it a big conversion to go from diesel to natural gas for these rigs? Yeah,
the comment on Cummins was that we're using their base engines as the platform for this natural gas. It's a significant exercise, but we are using the same base diesel platform. And adding some technology to it to allow it to figure out how to burn natural gas instead of diesel. It's the same in the big rigs, it's the same basic diesel engine, so that part stays the same. So we changed the fuel, and we got to create some intelligence around electronics and controls and injection systems, things like that.
So performance is basically the same, cost is lower, and no emissions.
Yeah, there you go. Who can fight that proposition?
All right. J.Michael Gallager, thank you.
My pleasure. Good to see you here.
I'm Ed Crane, Clean Skies TV. Excellent.